Hello. It looks like I fixed it. Okay. Sorry about that. Jesus Christ. I'm just gonna... what is this? Can we not right now, please? Not Discord trying to access my camera. I gotta figure something out about that. Something up with Discord. Anyway, hello. I am finally done with post-patch Stormblood. Just to give my thoughts on it, so many things happened during post-patch. I'm starting to reconsider not streaming post-patch content, or at the very least, trying to come up with like a collection of like moments, to record on my own. Like I do have like the GeForce going whenever I'm playing on the computer anyway. But that's gonna have to come later at the end of Shadowbringers now. So fortunately we are not still at Endwalker. I heard 6.1 just came out. I think that's what it was. I think it's because when I was booting up the game, it updated and it just kind of broke. Anyway, what happens if I do this? Okay, that works also. We're not playing Endwalker, we're playing Shadowbringers, so I want to take a look at this. Hype, pretty hype. Damn. What is this place? Oh, it's a Riange. Is that your Sora? Yeah, this thing's kicking my ass, whoever this person is. Doesn't look like my character. I love the chain, like the job changing. It's cool. I love the idea of the main. Yeah, it is your solo. I love the idea of a main character. Is that thing, right? Everybody in this game has white hair. I love his new outfit. Oh, he's a gunbreaker now. Minfilia? Spoilers. Ooh, what is this place? Oh, is this when they introduced the Vieira race? Maybe Dancer too? I didn't know Dancer was only in Shadowbringers. I feel like that was much older.
This tragedy, greater even than the seventh umbral calamity.
Oh, this guy. Obliterated. It's the Crystal Tower. Become the Warrior of Darkness? Holy shit. Shadowbringers. Cool, cool, cool. So, I know a lot of people will love Heaven's Word. Man, I haven't seen this in a while. I got used to the Endwalker intro. Anyway, man, that sure was a bunch of spoilers. I don't mind. I'm sure by the time I get there, I'll have forgotten the context for it. But anyway, so just my thoughts real quick on post Stormblood. So many hype things happen. I did get spoiled on the Gaius bit, I think. I looked up Gaius Van Baelsar on Google once, and it showed his unmasked form, and I was like, ah. So when he showed up, I was like, oh, there he is. So it's cool. It's cool that he's back, but it kind of sucks. I wish I was a secret. I try really hard not to look at any sort of you know, spoilers, or I try really hard not to look up anything besides the I look up the quest list. That's not what I wanted. That's what I forgot to. That's what I forgot to Google. Here we go. Yeah, I forgot. I always Google the quest list, but it just to give myself a rundown of like, okay, how many quests am I doing? You know, how many should I do? Like, if I'm at the 3-hour or 4-hour mark, I'm like, should I keep going? Anyway, first off, just a few stream things. In about like less than an hour, I am gonna have to take a quick break to move my car real quick, so just be mindful of that. Just a few updates. I was trying to fix this. I don't know if this is new. I don't know when I did this, but I know that I did this pretty recently. Anyway. I also upgraded outfit. This is Sora 3.0. I got money now, and I decided, you know what, why not treat myself to a little Sky Pirate coat. I like it. It's nice and simple, I think. You know? So this is my outfit running in, I think. Okay. Anyway, onward to the next quest. There is a quest that I was trying to work on. The what do you call it? The Doman Enclave. But, it's not even a blue quest, so I'm just like, should I even do that? You know? Anyway, we are here now in Mordona, and we are gonna go talk to Tataru about the Crystal Tower. That's a cool mount. I love this mount. What mount is this? It looks like a Metal Gear from the back. It looks like a Heartless from the front. Let's go ask him. Anyway. Oh hey, Cactuar is no longer a congested world. Cool. Anyway. I can't wait to hear the jarring change in voice for all these characters. Good news, Sora. We've had a stroke of luck in our search for that beacon. Apparently, our colleagues have stumbled across a hidden path leading down into the hollows around the base of the Crystal Tower. A path I doubt we'd ever have found had the Ironworks and the Suns not added their numbers to the party. Thanks to them, we have eager eyes aplenty down there, checking under rocks and peering into every nook and cranny. Still, it sounds like there's a lot of ground to cover. They introduce a lot of like new gameplay changes in Stormblood also, which I am a huge fan of, if I'm honest. A lot of them I've noticed towards the end was like they want a lot at the time for your character to speak up in cutscenes. Just, you know, so far my answers have been answer A and then answer A but worded differently, you know? So I'm wondering if at some point they're gonna start diverging these. Anyway. The sooner we can find this beacon, the sooner you can travel to wherever it is that mysterious voice is coming from. And the sooner we can work out how to help our friends. We have to find a way to wake them up, and before the Empire comes calling again. Meanwhile, we have no time to lose. Yes, everybody, all the Scions are half dead. There's a boat in North Silver Tier waiting to ferry people to the site, so let's be on our way. Oh boy. I'm not used to that. I want a chair that doesn't squeak or creak. Wait, What's that? Oh. Right. I have to do all these other quests before I do that one. Anyhow. I don't know how long I'm gonna be streaming. I've been kind of like, been having a lot of trouble with like my sleep schedule and stuff like that lately, and just kind of generally not feeling very well. But I'll do my best. Heading to the survey site, sir. It's on the eastern shore of the lake, and the swiftest way to get there is by boat. Oh. Hey, it's Hoary Boulder. Search continues, but I have no doubt we shall find this beacon of yours. I wonder if... Oh, God, I forgot his name. The guy that was also a Scion. The guy with the thing on his face. The Garlean. I wonder if he would... I wonder if he fell asleep also, because he has the Echo also, I think. Maybe I'm misremembering it. I can't even remember his name, so I could be wrong. In fact, I'm probably definitely wrong. Oh, I'm exhausted, as you can tell, but I want to try to stream at least maybe an hour or two. Might be a short stream. But I just wanted to play Shadowbringers. I have been playing a lot of Elden Ring though.
Look how many people there are. Should we get to it then? Pick up anything that seems the least bit device-like, and we'll make ourselves a pile.
Well,
Is that
if
too
it isn't
different?
the hero of the hour, maybe you'll change our look. We've found bugger all without you.
Big sledge!
Aye, aye. Well, we could hardly say no to a call for aid from the Scions. Jesse called the chief for some other business. So we'll be working twice as hard to make up for his not being here.
He's off doing the... He's off doing the... What is it called? The Omega trials?
Thrice as hard, even.
Thank you, both of you. I'm sure we'll find that beacon in no time.
I'm not seeing anything out here. Do you reckon you could squeeze in there, Wedge?
And get stuck halfway? No, thank you.
I could try if you like.
Oh no. Tataru dies here. That's horrifying. I keep hearing about that story of that guy that got himself stuck halfway down like a hole in a cave and just basically had to die there.
Tataru, no! We couldn't ask you to do that.
Oh, I'll be fine. This receptionist is not afraid to get her hands dirty.
Sorry, I meant to say, the scholars haven't finished their preliminary assessment of the site yet, so we're not supposed to venture too far in.
Sorry, something's like bothering my face.
What's that you got there? Now that looks promising.
Isn't that the Ironworks symbol? Counterfeiters?
Now I have you.
You are right.
What's happening?
Stay with me. Focus on my voice. Let expanse contract. Eon become instant.
Wait, this must be it. The device. Oh, this is supposed to happen.
Throw wide the gates that we may pass.
Safe journey, warrior of light. Find our friends and bring them home.
Uh-oh. Yeah, my eyes are super dry. Something about it. I'm gonna just super irritated my eye by doing that, but who cares? I think it's better than the alternative, keeping it dry. Oh, it sucks though. Not gonna lie. Wow, that's a good shot. Playing this game more and more, I realize how much Final Fantasy is in Kingdom Hearts. Just like aesthetics and like symbols and stuff like that alone. So I'm assuming there's gonna be a lot of time travel in Shadowbringers. That was for Dola. Or no, that was Lise, I
We
think.
did everything right. Everything
Hey.
that was asked of us, and still it came to this.
It's him! The Warrior of Darkness. Minfilia.
Your time has not yet come.
Not yet. Is that the Warrior of Darkness? It is. It's the box art man. Oh, I can't wait for the graphical patch. Areas like this are gonna look incredible. I know they weren't going for like a very realistic style anyway,
From
but
endless dreams I awake. Something vague, yet urgent, calls me to action once more.
rare to meet someone out here who's not a peddler themselves. What brings you into the wilds this time of night?
Night? It's daytime, bro.
Well, if it ain't the oldest joke in the book. Me granddad, God's rest his soul, used to tell that one to the barman at kicking out time.
Okay. Am I the only one seeing that then?
And when, pray tell, did we last have a dark night? You rotten old drunk, you, he'd reply. Over 100 bleeding years ago, that's when.
Huh. Okay. Bad timeline. Am I in the near world?
You got that look down to a T. I'd almost think you meant it. Ah, got to you, did they? Poor beggar. That explains it then.
What happened? Did I get teleported into the future?
Roads to travel and wares to sell. But you best hurry along to the town nearby. Just head east through the trees and aim for the shining tower. You'll find the place soon enough. It's the biggest settlement for miles around. Go on now, friend. They'll take good care of you in the Crystarium.
Okay.
Dizzying heights it rises, the gleaming spire, its tip threatening to pierce the blinding canopy. There, it will all begin anew, between dark and light, the pure and the corrupt, the one true struggle.
Ooh, title drop? Why don't I remember that in the other ones? These expansions are so long that I hardly remember if they do have title drops. Alright, I don't know where the fuck I am. Hold on, sorry. I just started applying some band-aids in the middle of that cutscene. I have really bad skin, and sometimes the weather changing affects it's my skin gets really dry, and part of that is it chips my hands quite a lot. Oh, I can't even. Okay, let's explore this area later. Look at this place. I love the music in here too. Head to the Crystarium. I can't even. Oh, okay. I was like, I can't even see it. It's right there. The Crystarium, huh? So Shadowbringers is about time travel. That worries me. Considering everybody loves the idea of what am I looking at? get their first Viera in. Imagine I was also a
Every
Viera.
face in this city I know. Yours, I do not. This is the threshold of the Crystarium, stranger, and I am its gatekeeper. If you would enter, you will answer my questions.
They gave her a Scottish accent. Oh, I like your outfit though.
From where do you hail?
Limsa Laminsa.
Do you take me for a fool? No such place exists.
Excuse me?
Had you given me an honest answer, I would not have barred your way. We care little here for a person's place of origin. But instead, you chose concealment. And I will not suffer you to pass.
What? Fucking, what's his face from Monster Hunter? The blind one?
That one had eaten. It must have gulped down the whole hand. Ring and all.
Oh. Damn.
Everything all right, Captain?
Quite all right, my lord. Just a stray sin eater, and a weak one at that.
Sin Eater.
I see. Weak or not, we should be on the lookout for more.
That's the guy.
But I see you've met my guest. I will escort him to the Crystarium myself, if you've no objections.
Another of your mysterious friends, is it? I should have known. Very well. I'll inform the others your guest is to be given the run of the city. Pray forgive my less than cordial welcome. May the rest of your stay with us be a pleasant one.
Come with me. I will answer whatever questions you have when we are somewhere more private.
Fucking chills. Is this our private spot? Just 20 feet away from her?
Right then. Before we plunge into the wheres and wherefores, let me first thank you for answering my summons. I had intended to bring you directly to my personal quarters, but I fear my aim was slightly off. That you were still able to make the crossing unharmed is a great relief. And so, we come to the question of where. The realm in which you now find yourself belongs to one of the 13 reflections, or shards. The first, to be precise, even if its inhabitants are largely oblivious to the fact.
Oh.
As to wherefore, having been awarded the rather grandiose title of Crystal Exarch, I, in my capacity as caretaker of the Crystarium, thought to seek the aid of you and your companions.
Let's be nice.
That is a question with no simple answer. But all shall be explained in due course, I promise you.
Just fucking...
Let us begin with the glaring skies up above. Here in the first, the world has been all but consumed by primordial light. It began a century ago, by this realm's reckoning. A luminous flood swallowing everything in its path. More than 9/10 of this star was lost. And the fortunate few who survived are hounded by abominations born of that catastrophe even now. Sin Eaters, we call them. The creature you saw earlier was one such monstrosity. was to save the First from this menace that I learned to bridge the rift between worlds. That I might call upon the aid of the greatest of heroes. Though it meant depriving a world of its champion, I had to try. For in saving the First, you would bring salvation to the source as well. But what manner of host harangues his guests in the middle of the road? Let us continue our talk within the Crystarium.
Yeah, man, you got like an office we can talk? It's like literally out in the open, man. This area is neat. I wish I wasn't falling asleep though. I just feel like I've just been awake for a long time. Short stream today. Short stream. Just cause I can't handle it. Am I in this reality's version of Limsa Laminsa? You know what this looks like? This looks like the demo, or not the demo, but the old beta version of FF14. Yeah, with the dome and everything. Oh yeah, look.
Proud and vibrant city. The sole sanctuary for the living in a world all but resigned to oblivion. Each stone was laid with hope. The town itself a symbol, a monument to defiance in the face of death. No would-be hero could fail to answer its call. For who among us does not yearn for salvation?
Norvrand. Okay. Okay. Hype? Yeah, like, what am I saying? Not the tech demo, or sorry, not the beta, but rather the tech demo for the Crystal engine, Crystal Tools engine, which was supposed to be FF14. Of course, back then, no one knew it was. Yeah, even the sky. You know, I didn't even think about it, but the color scheme of it too. Oh, and look, the Aetheryte's in the middle of the plaza. That's such a good way to add it. Welcome to my friend to the Crystarium. Gold cicadas. My gear's better. Now, a full and frank discussion in the privacy of my study would seem to be in order. But I think our conversation would be more meaningful were you first gain a firmer grasp of the situation here. To that end, I would like you to visit a few of the Crystarium's civic leaders and glean something of this world and its predicament. As you can see, this path will take you directly to the Aetherite, convenience with which I am sure you are only too familiar. Being the rightful object of my summoning spell, you should in theory be able to reach all the way back along your etheric trail and find a connection in the source, believe it or not. I strongly suggest you complete this attunement before venturing any further. Wow, the dynamic camera movement. After you have done so, walk up the steps next to the Aetheryte and head out to the left and arrive in the Crystalline Mean. This is where you'll find our collective of crafters and gatherers, as well as their spokeswoman, Catalyst, one of the people I should like you to meet. Another is Morin. To reach him in his cabinet of curiosity, you'll want to avoid the aforementioned steps, take the exits to the left, and simply continue straight along and down until you come to the large doors at the end of the path. The third and final person I should like you to meet is Bragi, our man in charge of trade and distribution. He used to be found in the markets, which you can access from the opposite side of the Aetheryte Plaza. In seeking out each of my colleagues, you will visit the major districts of the city and hopefully gain a feel for the place. I trust my directions were simple enough. Haha. Ha, very good. I can see the layout of the Crusarum owes more to a historic necessity than planning, but I'm sure you'll learn its twists and turns before long. In all honesty, the true challenge may be in finding the right way to approach the citizens. As you discovered during your encounters with the captain, the people of this world are unaware of the existence of other stars. It will struggle to accept the truth of your origin. That being the case, when they ask whence you hail, as they inevitably will, I suggest you claim to share a homeland with the Crystal Exarch. There is an unspoken rule here about peering too deeply into that particular mystery. When you finish making the rounds, pray meet me in the large courtyard at the center of town. Until then. Well. How do I get back? How much is it to teleport? Oh, not that bad. Not that bad at all. You detect the flow of vastly distant currents of ether. Music feels a little too Disney-ish. I'm getting exhausted now. I might just do an hour. Let me do this quest and then one more and then I'll get out of here. Because I think the first part of the expansion is divided into just the 3 quests. You need a city front? The spinning head and wide eyes gave you away. My name is Bragi, and I'm the master of these markets. They gave the district another official title, but I'm not in the habit of using it. Too florid by half. In any case, our merchants stock a range of equipment for mistel, such as yourself. So finding something in your size shouldn't be a problem. Oh, they're called... Yeah, they're called Mistel. Hi, something wrong? I guess not. Let's see if we can straighten this out. See those two in front of us? The short one is a Hume, and the taller one is an elf. A human, a Hume. That sturdy individual over there is a Galgant, whilst the other one with the horns is a Drawn. Then you have the large, scaly chaps with long tails and that for livestock. Those would be the Zun. The Zun. Which is apparently not the name you know them by. Now I'm curious to know which far-flung region you hail from. At the same as the Exarch, eh? Well, that explains it. You don't get much further flung than that. We've had a few of your lot pass through in recent years, and despite their obvious learning, they floundered over the simplest things. Not to worry, should you find yourself I'll just put you there for now. Should you find yourself confused by the local language or customs, I'll be here to answer your questions. I'm lucky they can speak language. Cool. Jesus. Sorry. I promise I'm not trying to seem bored. I do find it genuinely... Wait, where am I going? I am genuinely interested. It's just that I haven't had a lot of sleep lately. So I'm hoping you guys will allow me this. Oh, is he upstairs? Fuck me. Allow me this one little bit of penance of just enjoying my video game. What am I talking about? I shouldn't have streamed this late anyway. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. Lately, my entire look, like straight up, I'll have to dig for it. Maybe I'll do it once I say I'm done. But I swear the original test footage for FF14 looked just like this place. That is cool. That is very cool. Rare to see a place so well stocked with goods, isn't it? Not here. I'm gonna guess you're new to our fair city. It's, is that not Coltonet? Well, for what it's worth, you've chosen a fine sanctuary. The Exarch can throw up a barrier if the Sin Eaters come knocking, so it's a damn sight safer in here than it is out there. Safer and more civilized, too. Thanks to us in the mean. We work together to procure materials and resources, and craft the goods which makes city life possible. This is the place to visit if you need a coat mended or a kettle forged. Noted. Just don't go thinking it'll all be handed to you on a plate like those Yulmoran layabouts. You must be talking about the Limsalaminsons. Here in the Crystarium, we work for a living. Yeah, definitely about the Limsalaminsons. Oops. Though I see you're no stranger to honest labor. And you don't have that whiff of indolence about you like some folk I've met. Still, I can't quite pin down your profession. Where is it you're from? Out of the Exarch's... One of the Exarch's countrymen? You say. I see. Well then, I'll work twice as hard to make you feel welcome. Our city wouldn't even exist if it weren't for him. And my friends of his is a friend of ours. It's really quite incredible when you think about it. They say his grand magic summoned the Crystal Tower into existence, pulled the entire thing out of thin air. It wasn't long before droves of refugees began congregating around its base, desperate for shelter after losing their homes to the flood. And that's how the Crystarium began. At the Exarch's invitation, buildings started going up, and with the help of some curious relics brought forth from the tower, the place gradually expanded into the thriving metropolis you see today. How much of it do I actually explore? The city stood here for decades now, yet the eldest among us swear the Exarch looks exactly the same as he did back then. He is indeed a man of many mysteries, but for all his secrecy, he has never yet let us down. So if he and you wish to remain silent about your shared homeland, then the folk here will respect you for your privacy. I am, however, more than a little curious to see any crafting talent must be hiding. If you also contribute on that front line, be sure to come back and visit once you've had a chance to settle in. I just ask for catalyst, and I'll find you a niche here in the crystalline mean. You can help us keep the cogs of the city grease and turning. I'm gonna have myself a little sugary snack to wake myself up a little bit. Jesus Christ almighty. No, Andre. Huh. Can't bring my retainer here, huh? I like the music, it feels hopeful. Look at this villain who hangs around in a place like this. Everything's got ambient lighting. They got like legit light bulbs. Whoa, cool. I love the lighting here. Just that. That's neat. Love that. Maybe higher still. Oh my god. Okay, I gotta stop because holy shit, I'm not even paying attention. I gotta like take a nap or something. Excuse me, sir. Are you recently come to the city perchance? I'm quite familiar with our civic roles, you see, and well It's Urianger. Well, what I mean to ask is, have you brought any books with you? A rumpled scroll, even a scrap of scribbled on parchment? It's Urianger. My apologies. Literature is something of an obsession of mine, as well as a profession. Librarian Morin, at your service, and this humble collection is known as the Cabinet of Curiosity. As your powers of perception have likely informed you, my colleagues and I are responsible for curating all manners of tomes, documents, and other vehicles for the written world. As horrific as the loss of life and land wrought by the flood unquestionably was, the damage to recorded knowledge was no less catastrophic. We few do all we can to preserve what wisdom survived. But tell me, what brings you to the cabinet today? Looking for any title in particular? Perhaps a spot in academic research? Oh, so even interested in modern history is splendid. A thorough review of recent events can often yield novel perspectives. I quite agree. If you would prefer something visual to accompany the account, then I think I have an illustrated history book for children somewhere. Just a moment and I'll fetch it for you. It's gonna give me a pop-up book. I'll take a nap. And here we are. Would you like to pull up a chair? Make yourself more comfortable. On with the lesson then. Don't. Please don't. I don't have time. 100 years ago, near enough not to matter, villains known as the Warriors of Light slew the Shadow Keeper, the Steward of Darkness. In the wake of this tainted deed, light began to pour into the world as if from unseen cracks. It spooled and swelled without cease until the day an enormous blinding wave rose up and swept across our star. What we call this calamity the flood of light, everything in touch was leech of life and vigor, leaving naught behind but the luminous wasteland. Hey, I like meeting Patient Zero, but sometimes Yet, just when it seemed like all would be lost, a savior approached before us, the Oracle of Light. She stood twixt us and approached doom, and by her power did she stay in the flood. Thus was Norvrent, in Norvrent House, alone, spared the fate of erasure. Yeah, but you still have him locked up in there. Tragedy would, however, arrive in another form. From the bland emptiness descended horror, straight terrible aspects to be devil, the few folk who survive. Sorry, I'm like thinking of, it's not even funny saying it out loud, but like I'm thinking of a superhero that is like blind. But not like Deadpool is like the hero of his story, but what if like you just had a superhero that was like blind and then he just doesn't do anything the whole movie except put on the costume sometimes. These sin eaters were light incarnate, and their fulgent presence stole the night from Norvrant skies. Even now, they circle the remaining bastion of civilization, even on the hunt for us. Even hungrier hearts have for our flesh. Well, yes, of course. Yes. I feel like I feel like my grasp on reality is terrible right now. And thus did the world become what it is. Should you ever wish to hear the tale again, I would be glad to retell it for you. Or if you would rather I speak of other matters, that too would be my pleasure. I should be glad of the company. Learning all sorts. Are these the emotes that I'm learning? What is it? Like... No. What is it? A book? Anyway. Let's go turn this quest in and then call it, I guess, because holy crap. I cannot... You know what this looks like? This looks like spoilers for Elden Ring. God, I can't even keep my eyes open. Well, how did you fare? Did my colleagues help you form a clearer picture of this world and its people? Ah, I see. Yes, it seems you were treated to a most thorough introduction. I understand it was something of a chore, but 'twas necessary that you grasp these things before we proceed. As for the Crystal Tower's origin, you may have noticed the details were sparse. The structure is in fact the self-same one you know from the source, and is transported to the first in its entirety. It was my first attempt at breaching the boundaries between worlds, something of a trial run for your eventual crossing. And although I do not know which era I tore it from, I do know that its arrival served to set the wheels of fate in motion. Alright, I apologize. Sick room, how's your night been, homie? Oh man, I'm actually like, I can't stay awake. I'm actually gonna like sign off. But thank you. I didn't want the light facing me because it's blinding, so I had it face the wall, but like it's kind of washed out. But I wanted the posters to be visible because they're really cool posters. They deserve more attention. You can get them at this plate. But yeah, I was gonna sign off because I can't stay awake. I really wanted to stay awake though. But hey, I appreciate you stopping by though. At like midnight. You should get some sleep, man. I used to be able to pull all-nighters like that. But now it's like a choice between pulling an all-nighter versus being awake in the daytime. Those are the choices. Anyway, wow, this place looks cool. Yeah, this place looks like spoilers for Elden Ring. But yeah, actually here, before we leave, because I'm gonna turn the game off right now, actually. Yeah, your night's just starting. Yeah, I'm sorry. I need a nap, and then I'm gonna restart my night. Sorry, as much as I wanted to play more of that. Turn you off and turn this on. This is the only page I have up. I was looking at the quest. Look, I could have just done the third one, but like I'm falling asleep. I can't take it. No, you're gonna hope. Thank you. I'm trying to look at is it Crystal Tools? I'm trying to figure out. I don't think it's luminous. No. I'm pretty sure it's Crystal Tools. Here you go, Rapture tech demo. Look. Oh, there it is. Inspired. Okay, there you go. Straight up, it inspired the Crystarium. Look, it looks exactly the same. That's so cool. That's so neat. So this was from 2005. I think FF14 came out in what, 2010, 2009. Yeah, cool. So this was supposed to be the hub world area. But this is I remember seeing this footage a couple times, but like, you know, they just never became a thing, and this became the basis for what would become, I think, is it Crystal Tools? It has to be Crystal Tools because they used it for FF13. But yeah, that's super cool. I still wish this area was real though. Is that someone dressed up as Lise? Anyway, that's cool. Glad I could find that. But yes, unfortunately I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna take a quick nap. And gonna try to stay awake because I have a couple of overnight shifts that I need to take care of. But maybe during the day, maybe when the sun's out in the middle of the day, I'll come back here and stream Shadowbringers, because it's so early that I don't even have what do you call it, an opinion on it, other than the Crystarium looks dope, looks cool. But luckily nothing really happened of consequence. They're just kind of showing me around. So I didn't want to get so far into the story while I'm like spouting off nonsense and like just dozing off, you know. I feel like that's bad form. But anyway, before I sign off, check out my merch store, store.streamelements.com/Soramoto. Put up some shirts. I wish you could spin this around. I really wish you could spin this around. I might just change it just for that reason. Oh, and just in time, my sister's here anyway. That's it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay safe, take care, and peace out. Bye!